not to make it awkward, but I'm going to do it every show.
Great.
It's our thing.
Great.
Thanks, everybody, for listening today. Of course, my name is Justin, and as always, my lovely co-host,
Tessa, I'm here too. We don't have any guests for you today. It's just us, and we're going to be talking about just life, man.
Life. What's going on, what we're doing next, whatever pops up. Well, who knows? In this show, you might get a phone friend.
You might. We might. Yes, for sure.
Some things we do have coming up. We have the Share the Vision conference next week, so we'll be, recording live from there, and hopefully get some great interviews. And we'll have a lot of great people from multiple sectors, from recovery, from prevention, from behavioral health. It's on the Marshall campus, so I'm excited about that. I always love visiting Marshall, and we'll see. Just see what happens there. I don't know what to really expect. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be more like CADCA or more like the one in DC. What was that one called?
That was CADCA.
That was CADCA? What's the one at Canaan?
Canaan.
I don't, but this one is prevention.
Gotcha.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm going to say this. I kind of hope it's a little better than CADCA. So CADCA had a lot of great information.
Yes.
A lot of great speakers. Just the setup was it was not user-friendly.
No, and there were a lot of times at CADCA where we were very like, what do we do now? Right. I just think that I was expecting it to be a lot different just because everyone talks up CADCA a lot. And then it happened and I was like, oh.
Yeah. But there's a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
A great experience for me was, got to listen to RFK Jr. speak. Love him or hate him, doesn't matter what side of the fence you lie on. If he's there to talk about helping people, we should all be ears and listen. And it was really crazy because he had some people that clapped when he spoke. And this is shortly after the 24-hour Samford scare where everything got shut down for a day. And many of our friends lost their jobs. And they had some other initiatives that were coming on that he was speaking about. But then you had people just disrespectful behind us, heckling. And
like straight up getting up and leave. Like I swear like half of that room, we're in this huge room, and half of them got up and left when he started speaking.
That's nuts.
Yeah, there's a time to be respectful, I think. And
if someone's talking about helping others, and you're there for preventative efforts to help others, let's listen to hear what they got to say.
Yeah.
I don't care if he rocks the blue or rocks the red or the donkey or the elephant, which that makes no sense to me. What's up with the donkey and the elephant?
I don't know.
Of all animals.
Do you know what libertarian is?
What's that?
A porcupine.
Really?
Yeah, because why not?
Because why not? You got a donkey, an elephant, and a porcupine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm rocking with a porcupine.
Yeah, I'm a little porcupine myself.
That's great stuff. Yeah, so Share the Vision, I'm excited about it. I think I'm most excited to see who's going to be there.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Our little podcast is catching a little momentum.
Yeah,
we're getting a lot
exciting.
of thank yous for sharing some stories. We've had some very impactful stories. Some conversations are not easy to have, and it gets emotional. And so I think our last 2 interviews in particular were evidence of that.
Yeah.
And so people are definitely being touched. They're being led to want to speak more of their own stories and stuff. So we have a lot of great interviews coming down the pipe.
Yes.
I will not tell you now because that would be...
It's a secret. But that being said, definitely reach out. I mean, if there's something that you think you can contribute to this podcast and our mission that we have, reach out and we'll try and get you on here.
Absolutely. Love to hear somebody's story. That's where the power is.
Yeah,
testimony.
Absolutely. For sure.
Tell your story. Speaking of life, we've mentioned it in every single podcast. I'm going to mention it again. You are getting married this year.
I am getting married this year, yeah.
How'd you know he was the one?
Oh, man, that's a big question. So...
Load the gun. It's ready to go.
Let me take you back.
All right.
Let me take you back. My fiance's name is Jackson.
Shout out Jackson.
Shout out Jackson Evans. Love you. Love you. But we don't have this romantic, beautiful story. We met on Snapchat, which is not really what I wanted to tell my kids later on, but that's what I'll tell them. But we met on Snapchat. He lived in Maryland. I lived here in West Virginia. Greenbrier County is where I lived. And he added me. I added him back. And that was it. We did long distance for about a year. He had family, actually. Crazy coincidence. He had family about 45 minutes from where I lived here in West Virginia. Yeah, and so he came down to spend some time with them. I think it was like Thanksgiving. And I met him in person for the first time after dating probably about 6 months. And that was my parents and like everyone around me thought he was a catfish. So my mom and dad went on our first date together, which...
Really? How old was you?
17.
And your mom and dad were on your first
They
date?
thought he was like a 50-year-old man who was, because we had talked on the phone.
Technically, outside of the actual age, they're not wrong.
Oh, yeah.
He's an old soul.
He is a very old soul, yeah. But, no, like, all my friends were like, this is not a real person. Because we had talked on the phone. We had never had, like, a video chat. Never.
I can see where the catfish...
See? This is like an episode of Catfish. But he ended up being so real. And everything was fine. So... and now we're getting married. It's been... our wedding date will have been together for 5 years. So.
I just want to also point out, the minute I was told that Tess is officially getting married, she told me the story that Jackson had one request. And it was a joking request, but I'm advocating for this. So please, when this gets posted, like, share, put in the comments that Jackson needs to wear a Lightning McQueen tuxedo. No. It's a must.
We joked about that early on because Jackson loves cars. Loves the movie.
Who don't like cars?
He that's true. But he was like, I have one request. And that's that I walk down the aisle to Life as a Highway and I wear a Lightning McQueen tux. And I was like, you know what? No.
That's one request. It's your day.
He's getting Chick-fil-A. He's getting Chick-fil-A. That was his request too.
I hope the audience sees my face when we edit this. His request is Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
I'm not
literally,
mad at
like,
it.
I was like, so what are like the key things that you're like, we can't get married without? And he's like, can it be catered by Chick-fil-A? And he was a cookie table.
That's a man after my heart.
So you know what? That's all he needs.
That's awesome.
Very low maintenance.
I have a very unorthodox love story. So my significant other, her name's Misty. Shout out Misty.
Shout out.
She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me.
Great.
I love you, babe. Don't kill me. So I didn't know this, but I was stalked for 10 months. For 10 months. And first, she said, and she came out the gate when I first started the conversation. She was, I stalked you for 10 months, or I stalked you for like 6 months. And then looking back, she found like a journal or something. And it stretches back like almost a year, like at the 10-month mark. So I was stalked from a distance from 10 months. Like she was like creeping on my social media from other people's pages. So she could
I
see.
Get it. Just checking it out, testing the waters, you know. I understand.
It should be a red flag. I guess that's my toxic trait. I kind of liked it.
You're like, I'm into this. Just a little crazy. I'm into it.
So we didn't actually, well, back up. I didn't actually meet her until October at the peer retreat at Glade Springs here in West Virginia.
Yeah.
October 9th. I'll never forget that day because I met the love.
Oh.
Actually, for Valentine's Day, I actually got her a star map. So it's the actual night sky of the day we actually met.
That's awesome.
And I noticed her staring at me throughout the conference and stuff. And I was in and out. And I was a speaker during this conference. And I got done with my presentation. I had to rush to college. I had class that day. And as I'm going out, like we kind of crossed paths. And I introduced myself. And I had to leave. Before I got to the truck in the parking lot, I had a Facebook request. Friend request. And even then, I didn't like immediately start messaging or anything. About a month or a few weeks go by. But in early November, we hit it off.
That's awesome.
I don't have Stockholm Syndrome. I didn't know I was being stalked, or I guess that's not Stockholm Syndrome. I wasn't a captive or nothing.
Yeah,
but that's my love story. That's my current love story, and hopefully that's the one that sticks and stays there.
I feel like the best stories, you hear about these couples who've been together for years. They always come together in the most unconventional, strange ways. And you're like, I think God, either God or the universe or whatever you believe in, really does have a mysterious way about connecting the people who need to be connected.
I had a pastor say many times, God doesn't wear a watch, but he's always on time.
Yeah, amen.
So,
amen.
Our love stories are, you met on Snapchat.
Yes.
I was stalked from a distance for 10 months.
Yeah, two peas in a pod. Yeah.
So, speaking of relationships, perception differs through experiences and things like that. For you, and our age is different. We talk about this, and I think that's what makes our conversations really good. It's different perspectives, different generations.
Yeah.
What is a healthy relationship? What does that look like for Tessa?
Oh man. So, really, besides Jackson, I've only ever had one boyfriend.
Oh wow.
Jackson's in the same situation. He had one girlfriend before me.
Wow. I don't know who broke y'all's heart, man, but damn them.
Well, I will say my relationship in particular was very toxic. A little emotionally abusive, for sure. And leave it.
As we talk about the toxic relationship, Tessa's camera and microphone collapses.
On top of
Let's
me.
talk about the universe. Don't edit this out.
As I was saying before I knocked everything on the desk over, I've only had one relationship before, and it was not a good one. And that's not to say that he was completely the fault in that. I was too. We were together for 4 years, and I was very young, and it was just not healthy. And so going from that to building a healthy relationship is very hard because I had expectations of what a relationship wasn't supposed to be like.
Right. Was he older or younger? Same age?
Same age.
Same age.
Yeah. And so, like, very immature. And then when I got with Jackson, it was hard, and he had to be very patient with me, letting that guard back down. And that was really hard.
So that's the story of everything that I'm going through.
Yeah.
You know, letting that guard down is not easy. And especially if your significant other has not fully healed, has been through mountains of trauma that no person should ever have to face or ever have to endure. Yeah, it's hard to bring those walls down.
Yeah.
And like, I really strive every day to chip at the wall, you know, because for me as a man, I want to provide, I think it's a natural instinct. I want to provide that protection. And it's not just like, hey, I can fight anybody that comes through. Yes, obviously we're going to fight to the death.
Yeah.
And we're going to fight. If you whoop my ass, you whoop my ass every time you see me. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to protect my family.
Yeah.
And my person I'm with is my family. But it's also like emotional protection.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to use this as ammunition against you. I want to protect your heart. I want to be there for you. I was saying this the other day, and at the end of the day, like, I want to be married.
Yeah.
We talked about this. Like, you're getting married. I want to be married. I've never been married. I'm 39 years old. Still never been married. But at the end of the day, what does marriage mean? And like, there's so many different levels to that, right?
Honestly, marriage means a lot less than people think it does.
Does it? Please elaborate.
Yeah.
I have some food for thought.
So I think so many people, and this could be said the same about me because I'm 22. I'll be married at 22 years old.
Which I don't think that's an issue.
He's going to be 23. I don't either. But a lot of people assume that marriage and that piece of paper is going to fix all the problems that they had when they were dating.
Absolutely not.
The same thing with a baby.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have that perception that, oh, well, we'll just get married and everything will be okay. And like, that is not the case.
This piece of paper says I'm committed to you, you're committed to me, and life is great now.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people go into it thinking that. And I think that's a harsh reality that you have to understand, that things are not going to be different. Nothing changes. You take yourself with you into that marriage.
So I agree and disagree a little bit. Maybe I agree fully and just I might word it differently. Nothing changes on one end of things, right? But on the other end, I think marriage, for me, what that means is two things. One, that I'm openly, publicly committing my life to you, not just in front of our family. I had to combine friends and family. Our family, our friends, our peers. But I'm a man of faith. I'm committing to you in front of my higher power, in front of God.
Yeah.
And that's huge for me. Also, just to go a little bit deeper, there's like 8 billion people on this planet, right?
Yeah.
We're a blimp. At the end of the day, no one's going to remember us in 100 years.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we'll get in the history books or something like that, but that's few and far between. So we're a blip in this thing called life and space, right? Me marrying someone is not only me committing my life to them, and also giving my last name, because I think that's very valuable too. That's one of the only things I have. So sharing my last name with someone that I choose to share with him and no one else ever again, I think that's huge. But also, because there's 8 billion people here, no one's going to remember us. It kind of, when I put it in that perspective, it kind of makes like life not as significant, doesn't it? Right?
Yeah.
But I think marriage solves that. I think it's me saying that I'm here to watch your story.
Yeah.
I'm here to be with you through thick, through thin, through the laughters, through the tears, through the pain, through the successes, through the failures. And I'm here to watch your story and walk alongside you, and you're going to watch my story. That way, when this is all said and done, it wasn't for nothing. I had it with someone.
You had a witness. Yeah. I agree with that. And I think that we've talked about this before, that it's amazing to have someone by your side to go to talk about the great things that happen in your life and to live through the joys. But if you're not picking someone who you are willing to suffer with,
come on, preach it.
Then you're not.
Say it louder for the people in the back. Come on.
You have to pick somebody that you're like, okay, this is someone who I can see getting me through the toughest times of my life.
Yes, I think I seen a video, in my doom scrolling sessions, and I don't know who the guy is, man, but he's on it, man. I'm feeling everything he's saying, and love is not just the happy moments, you know. It's love really is being able to endure the suffering with that person. I'm willing to suffer with you.
Yeah.
Your suffering is my suffering, and my suffering is your suffering, and we're gonna get through this together. I don't know how many times in relationships. I'm older, so I've definitely had more than one relationship.
Yeah.
I have 2 children, but there's a lot of competition too.
Yes.
And I'm sure as a woman, I know as a man, I can speak for myself. Like, it's a battle out here.
Yeah, it definitely is. And you compare yourself a lot. You compare yourself without a significant other, but then adding that, you compare yourself with other people who are married or
right.
together.
And what I'm getting at really is it's a battle. Like, I'm facing battles every day, every single day of my life. We help people for a living.
Yes.
We try to help people get their lives back together, and that's a battle on its own. And we see people. We see people at their darkest times often, more often than not, more often than most people should. So it's a struggle. It wears on you mentally. There's days. I have 2 jobs. I'm a full-time student. You have a full-time job. Navigating a relationship. You're a full-time student.
Yeah.
And so mentally, it takes tolls. Physically, it takes tolls. On top of just life throwing stuff at you, you know. So it's a battle on every front wherever we go.
Yeah.
The one place that I ask for peace is with that person.
Yeah.
And I think that's a necessity.
I think so too.
And is that going to be easy? No. I love those videos I see all the time say, like, relationships are not 50-50. I agree with that. Because if you got 20 today, then I need to bring the other 80. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I got to be able to lift you up, and vice versa. If I only got 40 today, then you got 60. We're gonna get through this together. We are teammates.
Yeah. That's a big thing, is like we're on the same team here, and we have to learn how to navigate things as if we were on the same team. Right. And that's a big thing. Having somebody be my safe space is a big thing. Like you said, like, this wears a lot on you sometimes, and coming home to that person who is, sometimes you just need to turn your brain off and feel safe with somebody. And that's who you should be picking.
So I know, for speaking for myself from a man's perspective, there's a few things that I actually need. But I need to feel significant. I do. When a man feels insignificant, it will break him in ways that most will never understand. Yeah. Most will never even realize that he's being broken at that time. Yeah. So I need to feel significant. And I think in a relationship, your relationship needs to be a priority. It has to be a priority. I'm not saying that it has to trump everything always. Listen, we have life. What I mean by life, we have responsibilities at work. We have obligations with children and things like that. But the relationship needs to be a priority. Yeah. Of above all, in my eyes. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. But I want to be able to communicate with my person regularly. I understand that things may happen and we're not able to do that because of duties and things like that. But a timely response should not be I shouldn't have to ask for a timely response. And I'm not saying I'm getting those things, but I'm just saying from past experiences for sure. Like if I have to be like, hey, I texted you today. It's 7 hours later. What's up? You okay? That's nuts.
Yeah, I struggled a lot with that when we were long distance.
Yeah.
Because we had completely different schedules, and so I would feel like I wasn't a priority because I wasn't right there even. Like I couldn't just be like, hey, do you want to come over? It's just, that's your only form of communication when you're doing long distance, and it feels, like you said, like I wasn't a priority. And that's something we fought about for a long time until we had to say, okay, like, this is just a difference in schedule, but we had to become more mindful of that and communicate more often because you need that validation.
Absolutely. And we're worthy and deserve that validation in both ends of the relationship. You know, you and your partner, you should do that as well too. And I'm sure, and I've learned that, listen, I'm preaching to the choir when I'm talking about these things. There's been times looking back at relationships that I didn't make myself as available.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I emphasize that a lot now, because I see where I failed in other past relationships before, where I could have been more available, I could have done more, I could have communicated more, I could have been more timely.
Yeah.
I thought I was making a relationship a priority by working and just grinding constantly, and I wasn't. You know, what I thought I was doing the right thing by just keep moving forward, drop my head and run through the wall. You know, I'm making money or I'm doing what I have to do to keep my family afloat, and on the back end of it, like I'm losing my relationship because though I'm bringing in, I'm the breadwinner, and like bills are paid, and we're going on vacations, and we got toys, and we're able to have fun and do stuff like that. I wasn't there emotionally. I wasn't always there physically because I was always on the road and stuff. And so I could see like where those were an issue in those past relationships. I think that's why I kind of emphasize and focus on it a lot more now, maybe a little hyper focused, because of fear. Listen, I fear no man. I fear the only person I fear is God.
Yeah.
But I do have little fears. Like I don't want to fear. I have fear of losing the people I care about.
Yeah.
You know.
Me too.
At the end of the day, I'll call it what it is. You can call it insecure, soft, whatever, vulnerability, just full transparency. I don't want to be alone. Now, does that mean I have to be in a relationship? No, it does not mean that. But I choose to be in a relationship, and I have fear of losing that relationship because this is what I chose for these set reasons. I found what I'm looking for in this person. I found that this person has the qualities that I could see a long-term relationship and the foundation where I can build a life with this person. Yeah, so to lose that does make me slightly fearful.
How do you feel about dating to marry?
That's all I do.
Yeah.
I date for a purpose. And mic drop.
The end.
The end. I date for a purpose. I can't say that I've been like that my whole life. Yeah, I've had my phases. I've dated for lust, dated for looks. I've dated for charisma. Like, hey, that person seems fun to be around. I'm attracted to that, right? But at the end of the day, where I'm at now in life and where I've been at for quite some time is I date for a purpose, and that purpose is to build a life with that person. If I don't see that quality from jump, like if there's something there that tells me I can't have a life with them, there's no reason for me to spark that into the conversation.
Yeah.
Everything I do is for purpose, and especially in a relationship, I'm with Misty now because I can see a future with her. I do see a future with her, and that's in the direction I feel that we're going in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What about you? So how about you, Tess? I know I have many fears, and as all of us, I have many fears when it comes to relationship. And like I said, one of them is losing that person. And sometimes a great analogy, can I just step back for a second?
Yeah.
A great analogy I've seen when I was in treatment is about letting go. And a guy showed a video. I'm sure someone has seen this video before. The dude's like holding the bottle. It's like, what would happen if I hold this bottle for 2 minutes? And the class is like, nothing. And he's like, what if I held it for an hour out straight, And class is like, really nothing. Your arm might start aching a little bit. What if I held it for a day? Your arm's going to be painful. A week, a month. It's going to be excruciating. You can't bear the pain. But the minute I let the bottle go, all that pain is gone.
Yeah.
And so in saying that, those fears of not losing it, I've been in bad relationships. on both ends. I'm not saying I've been the easiest person to get along with, especially in active addiction. But sometimes those fears take over and we hold on and create more pain, not only for us, but everyone around us. Mm-hmm. So I just definitely want to emphasize that a little bit when I talk about those fears. But my question for you, Tess, as I sit here and just kind of take the mic, I'm sorry. What's one of your biggest fears when it comes to relationship?
Oh, man. I've been cheated on before. And that's a different kind of hurt. I don't know if that's something that you've experienced.
I have.
And that makes you question your own personal worth from there on out. And this was not Jackson, by the way. This is my previous relationship.
Shout out Jackson.
Shout out Jackson. You'd never. But when I got into a healthy relationship with Jackson, like you said, I held on to that fear, and I had the expectation of, well, I couldn't trust this person, so why can I trust him? Mm-hmm. And that led to a lot of like unnecessary jealousy, which led to fights, which leads to resentment. And it's just like this domino effect that started with me not being able to trust and me not feeling like I had validation. Yeah. And this is the biggest cliche you'll ever hear, but what helped was talking about it. I mean, like, we sat down and had a conversation like, listen, I've been really hurt before, and I need you to understand that this is not personal. It's a me thing. And that's something we took a couple years to really work on together, right, and work through me needing that validation from him. But me also learning and seeing him prove his trust to me, which was a really big deal.
That's powerful.
And there's a lot of things like that I've carried with me that, I mean, we've had to have a lot of conversations about it.
Right.
Like, this is not on you, but we need to work through it together.
So I've been cheated on before. Coming out of treatment, it was probably one of the worst experiences of my life and the most vulnerable time of my life. And for a very long time, I harbored resentments. Like, we tried to work through that, and that's probably it didn't work. You know, yeah. We were off and on for a long time because I harbored resentments. In saying that, during that lack of healing process, because I wasn't healing through it, I cheated. It's the only time I've ever cheated. Contrary to belief, it's the only time I ever cheated. I actually used to despise cheaters. Like, I would tell my friends about themselves, my guy friends.
Yeah.
If they're, cheating on their girl or they're talking to other women while we're out and about and they got a girl at home, especially a good woman who's holding them down, I would tell them about themselves, man, that ain't right. That ain't cool. And it might have been confrontational, but that's kind of where my morals was. Mm-hmm. I actually... I'm older, Justin now. I know that I put my pants on the same way, one leg at a time, just as anybody else. Mm-hmm. But I would hold myself to a higher standard or think more of myself. And it was big-headedness, it was ignorant. Because, I wasn't like that. They're cheaters. They're not good guys, and then I did it.
Yeah.
And I felt about that big. And so everything that I preached all the way up to that point, I became, in that brief moment, and it ate at me for a long time. And I haven't cheated since, nor will I cheat. I will leave a relationship before that happens.
Yeah.
I much rather listen. One of the most painful things you'll ever go through, at least from my perspective, is being in a relationship with someone who isn't healed yet.
Yeah.
And I've been on both sides of that fence. I've been in a relationship with someone who's not fully healed and have to endure, like you're describing, the sins of their past.
Yeah.
And I've also not finished my healing journey and started a relationship. And literally, in all unfairness, that person literally had to face the sins of my past.
Yeah.
And that's not fair to anybody there. So I definitely can relate on being cheated on. But and this is being transparent, what this podcast is about.
Yeah.
I've been the cheater too. And so trust is huge. And in saying that, I want to go back to the where I've been cheated on. So I harbored resentments for a long time. Mm-hmm. There's one of my favorite bands is a country band called Old Dominion. You ever heard of them?
I've heard of them, yeah.
They have this song, and it goes, "You gotta love like there's no such thing as a broken heart." Like, me and my kids love that song. And that's literally how I step into relationships.
Yeah.
I told Misty day one, you have undivided attention. You have my trust. You have it all. It's up to you what you do with it next. I'm not going to make you earn my trust. You have it. If you lose my trust, then that's a whole nother conversation. But I'm not going to make you earn my trust. You have my trust. Now, I understand that it's hard to do, and not many people can do that. But I feel that I'm setting this relationship up for failure. I'm planning my next failure if I go into it without love. I'm not saying like I fall in love day one and things like that. And there's a process for those things. I get that. But I have to love like there's no such thing as a broken heart. Because at the end of the day, when you choose to be with someone, you're vulnerable. You're giving up parts of you that are completely vulnerable, that they can be broken, and parts that you've maybe hopefully have healed from, that are rocking and rolling. But when you give your heart to somebody, it can be shattered again. And that is a huge fear, I think, of many people, me included.
Yeah.
So I step into it. I gotta love. Like there's no such thing as a broken heart. And that's where I'm at with it.
And that's really interesting because I had the complete opposite perspective.
Really?
I did. I came in broken. And I mean, unbeknownst to me, I kind of said, hey, these are my pieces. And if you could please pick them up and put them back together, honestly, because when I met Jackson, especially, I was not looking for a relationship. I was already down and hurt by my last one. And when we got together, I was very honest of like, listen, I have things that I have to work on. And he told me like, there's no sense in you working on that alone. And that was a big part of why we got together.
For you to be able to share that vulnerability, thank you, first and foremost, but share it with him and let him pick up those pieces.
Yeah.
That's rare and very unusual.
Yeah.
I wish, as men, we want to be the fixers.
Yes.
Many times when I see things, like my next thought is, all right, now how can we fix it? This is the problem. Let's start focusing on solution. That's how I've been wired. But that's not how relationships are wired.
No,
and so like if my partner is venting or, going on about something that's a problem, my next thought is, how do I fix it? Not always can I fix it. And not always does it need to be fixed.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other ball game that I'm still learning to navigate through.
Yeah, that's really hard because like sometimes you genuinely just need someone to be like, yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Like I hate that happened because that sucks really bad. But I'm the same way, and I'm also definitely a fixer.
Yeah, it's hard. Like,
well, I mean, look at what we do.
I wish, like you described, here's the pieces, help me put them back together.
Yeah.
If that was the case, happy wife, happy life. Let's go. Let's live forever, right? Yeah. Happily ever after, always and forever. All the cliches there.
Yeah.
But it's not as easy as someone like handing you those pieces. So for you to be able to do that says a lot about you and your trust with Jackson.
Well, and that also says a lot about Jackson.
Well, that does too.
Because I'll be so honest, like he had to be incredibly patient with me, and I would say we were the definition of growing together. How
long have you been together?
Almost 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what does trust mean to you?
To me, trust is just, like you said, like allowing yourself to be vulnerable and feeling confident that you won't be hurt in return. And that's such a huge deal in a relationship because it's hard to even reach that point to say, okay, I trust you to not screw me over.
Right.
And that's something I had to work on. Like you're saying, you came in with trust and I didn't.
Right.
And trust is a really complicated thing.
It is. I'm the type of person, like I said, I have to give all my trust up front because, listen, I'm not the guy. I'm not saying I never have, because I have, but I will never go through my partner's phone.
Yeah.
I will never search through her social media.
Yeah.
On her phone or whatever, I'm saying her private, her space. That, first and foremost, that's her space, and I'm going to respect that. But if I have to go through that, that's the thought process, then we have to reevaluate this relationship at that point. Also, if I go through that, that means whether there's something there or not, I'm the type of person, I'm going to find something tangible and we're going to battle.
Well, that's that's how I found out.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you have found out if you never went through?
No.
Really?
I don't think I ever would have.
What made you go through it?
It wasn't on purpose.
Oh.
Like, it wasn't like, I'm going to go through your phone.
Right.
It was like, I genuinely, like, I don't know why I had his phone, but I did for some reason. And I just so happened to see something. And I was like, wow.
No, that's different than like I'm sneaking into the bathroom and start scrolling through the dude's phone.
Yes, that is different. But man, that I'm telling you, that moment that you discover that is just life changing.
Yeah, I found it out. I was being cheated on one time through an email.
An email?
Yeah. I wasn't scrolling through anything.
Yeah.
She was talking to someone and their partner found out, and they were coworkers, and so they wasn't using their phones. They were communicating through email.
Yeah.
And when their partner found out, they looked me up on Facebook and sent me a message with a screenshot of an email.
Wow.
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
I had that. Well, I had something similar happen too, actually. Same guy.
This guy's a straight POS.
Yeah. But same guy. I had a girl reach out to me and say, hey, I thought you should know that this is happening. I was like, it's just, that's so embarrassing to be in that position.
So, moving forward a little bit, you and Jackson have been together for 5 years. You trust Jackson.
Yes.
You clearly love him and adore him.
Yes.
But relationship isn't always, candies and rainbows.
No.
How do you handle conflict in your relationship?
I used to be very quick to throw a fit.
Really?
Like,
did you throw a tantrum?
Straight tantrum. Yeah. Like straight up, like screaming and crying tantrum. I have since really had to do some internal figuring out some things to be strong enough to walk away. And I'm an Aries at the end of the day. I come on a little strong sometimes, especially when it's a situation where I feel defensive.
Yeah.
And I know that about myself now. So now when we have something going on, I have to take a minute, and I have to go until I'm calm enough to properly talk through things, because if not, then I say things to hurt feelings.
I have been there and done that, and have worked very hard to not be that person anymore. So now I will take a step back.
Yeah.
I try not to make any decisions while in heightened emotions.
Yeah.
I try not to make any emotional decisions at all. But I definitely, if I'm like angry or if I'm sad and it's like I'm really pissed or I'm really depressed, I can remove myself from the situation until I can come back a little more collected and make a decision or have a conversation.
Yeah.
In saying that, it is the hardest thing to turn that defense mode off.
It's so hard.
And that's something I'm still working on. And I have to remind myself, once again, I'll say all the time, hey, I'm on your team. We're teammates.
Yeah.
But when I say that, I also want to say, like, you're on my team.
Yeah.
We're teammates.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just saying that to you. I'm saying it to me as well, too. And there's so many things that I hate arguing through, let's get it. I got the gift of gab and gift of jab. I feel like I can argue all day long.
Yeah.
But I have to reel that in because I can come off super sarcastic.
I can too.
But I hate arguing through text message.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, texts don't have tones, but they do.
Ever got hit with the K?
I know one thing that I love you, Misty. If I just say sweetheart,
it's on.
Oh, it's on. It's on.
Yep. I understand that.
So, but communication, and it's so cliche.
It is.
We say it all the time. Even in relationships, when we're calming down, we can be arguing over this and then arguing over that. And these are two opposite different things on two opposite days on, 6 months apart. But they always go back to communication. Yeah. It always goes back to communication. And I think just being able to talk to your person, that's going to solve 90+% of your problems.
I think so too. And something else I've had to watch, is that half the time Jackson and I get in stupid fights, which we don't fight often, but we used to. And half the time those would start, it wouldn't be because I was mad at him. It would be because I had a bad day at work, or because something was going on with somebody else, or I wasn't feeling good that day. And I've had to learn how to take a step back too and say, okay, I'm mad at Jackson because he didn't do the dishes, or am I mad because I had a bad day at work and I want something to take it out on? And that is something I've really had to look at within myself too, which I've gotten better about, but that's also really hard. And he's not my punching bag, and I'm not his punching bag. Amen. And that's something we've had to work through too. And communication has solved it.
Communication doesn't always go smooth.
No.
And communication is not always verbal.
That is true. Amen. That is very true. Yeah.
So I don't like the passive aggressive stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. But communication, it's not always verbal. I think we have to be mindful of our body language and how we're moving through the house or whatever, But I like them videos also, like when you still love him, but he's much mad, and like you come to like slam a plate of food, and he's trying to make a peanut butter sandwich. I still want you to eat, boo. I'm mad, but I want you to eat.
And that's how we have to be. Like we have to separate our anger from the love that we have for that person. And just because I'm mad doesn't mean my love is gone. Mm-hmm. It's just it's hard to do.
We're going to be mad.
Yes.
We're going to be angry. We have emotions for a reason.
Yeah.
Emotions let us know what the situation is, but they should never guide us.
No,
they should never guide. They're not a compass. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I can be mad at her all day long, but that's never going to take, and I will never allow that to take away for the love I have from her. Mm-hmm. If I'm mad over, a conversation we had that we disagreed on and it gets super heated or whatever, because it can get super heated. You met Missy, she's spicy. That's what I love about her. She got a little fire in her. Everybody who knows her knows that when she coming in hot.
No, that's sweet. That's sweet.
But that's those arguments, even though they might get heated. I know this. Like, it's one thing that I'm super drawn to with in this relationship. I know that she's not going to say anything to try to draw blood.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anything to try to draw blood. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, regardless if we're angry with each other or upset or, in a disagreement, that we know that doesn't take away from how we feel about that person.
Yeah.
We can have different of opinions, and we do. Mm-hmm. There's many things that we do not agree upon.
Yeah.
But that we can have those conversations, and those conversations can be a little more extra. Mm-hmm. But she comes from a past where she has a lot of trauma, and I know she's still healing from it. And so for me, patience needs to be a virtue.
Yes.
I have to be patient, and I do tend to want to rush things, but I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm here to try to help in any way I can, support in any way I can. I'm not trying to fix it. Mm-hmm. If I could, believe me, I got a whole list mapped out right now. I wish I could fix it.
Yeah.
But I can't heal somebody, and she can't heal me. And Jackson couldn't heal you.
No.
You had to work through your process. Mm-hmm. My 6-year-old kid told me this past weekend at baseball practice.
Yeah.
You got to trust the process, bro. I'm like, what treatment center have you been to?
Like, you're like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But I mean, like, she's right. We got to trust the process. And if we're doing this, and then let's do it. We're in it together.
Yeah, and if you can do that beside somebody, that's awesome.
So speaking of beside somebody, that's a type of boundary.
Segue.
So, yeah. That's next topic. I'm getting out of these weeds. So it's a 5 years relationship, about to be married. Mm-hmm. What boundaries do you have? Let me rephrase that. Instead of boundaries, because you should already know his boundaries.
Yes.
He probably knows your boundaries.
Yes.
So what are your non-negotiables? Like, I can't be with you if it's this. Or I can't be with you if it's that.
Oh, like my deal breakers?
Your deal breakers, your non-negotiables.
Oh, man. Truthfulness. Definitely.
That's hard. What if he tells a little white lie? What if you wear a not so pretty dress? That's the most beautiful dress I've ever seen, baby.
That's different, okay? I'm talking about like serious stuff. Like
Gotcha.
I mean, like I said, trust is a big thing for me. That's something I've been hurt with before, and knowing that I can solidly trust someone is big for me.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of any other deal breakers. Like, I feel like Jackson could like kill somebody and I'd still love him forever. Like that's terrible.
You'd help him bury the body?
Maybe it
Won't be the
depends.
first hole we had to dig.
It depends. It depends on the situation, but like that's hard for me because I just love the guy so much, and that sounds so cheesy, but it's true. Do you
That's
have
awesome.
any deal breakers?
There's a few. There's
Yeah.
definitely a few. I'm a person of faith,
Mm-hmm.
and so my person needs to be a believer in Christ.
Yeah.
Now, does that say like if she's an atheist, can I be with her? We'd have to be growing in a godly direction.
Yeah.
I would have to say that.
Yeah.
Does that mean that they're bad people? By no means. Absolutely not. I'm not here to judge by no means.
Mhm.
But I do believe that you have to be equally yoked at some
Yes. Yeah.
point. I've actually have met someone before on more than one occasion. I have a really crazy story. You want to hear a story?
Yeah.
You want to hear a story?
Yeah.
So this is many years ago, and I was in recovery, so it wasn't in the madness. And I met a girl, and we hit it off, and everything was going smooth. And she comes over for the first time, and we have dinner, and we have a good night. And the next morning, I guess she thought like we were going to be in a relationship together.
Mm-hmm.
And I sound bad saying it like this, because outside of leading up to that night, I could see where that could start going in a serious direction.
Mm-hmm.
But then during that night and during dinner and hanging out, watching the movie and just having conversation throughout the night,
Yeah.
she starts telling me more about herself, things that she hasn't told me in the previous weeks.
Mm-hmm.
She was a Wiccan.
Okay.
And I'm hey, more power to her. I'm not here to preach to her and force her in one way or another,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not equally yoked.
Yeah.
And like she couldn't wrap her head around that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, that's your belief, this is my belief, and that just is not going to happen. Can we be friends? We can be friends.
Yeah.
Am I going to judge you? No, I'm not going to judge you. Do your thing. But at the same time, I have children and I want to raise my children a certain way.
Yeah.
And I can't like have you doing witchcraft in the kitchen while I'm praying to Jesus in the bedroom. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably a non-negotiable for me. Another one is respect.
Uh-huh.
I can't be in a relationship where I'm not respected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to respect my person to the fullest. But if I'm not respected in a relationship, and I have been in a relationship where I feel like I wasn't respected at all, I wasn't valued, I felt insignificant. Going back to that, and that's how I know that, because it did break me in ways that still to this day I don't think she understands.
Yeah.
But so I have to be respected for sure. And then like I need a level of willingness.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is I understand like those walls are there and trust is not easy to give. Mm-hmm. I might come into it, you have my complete trust, but I do not expect that person to come in like that.
Yeah.
But I need the willingness to give me an opportunity.
Yeah.
And if you don't give me an opportunity, then I can chisel away all day long at this wall. It's all for naught. I'm never going to break through to it. Mm-hmm. And so that's probably my three major ones. I'm sure there's more, but it's probably my three major ones.
That's interesting. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, maybe I think the reason why I don't really have things is because I don't have that very much experience when it comes to relationships. And I knew what I didn't want. Mm-hmm. And now I have what I know that I do want. And so I don't have a lot of those deal breakers. It's interesting to me that you said the thing about being unequally yoked, because I'm a little bit in that situation.
Really?
A little bit. Not that we're either one way or the other, but we definitely have differences in that. And that's been something that's been a little bit difficult, for sure, that we've had to kind of look at and say, okay. But the big thing in that is each of us being willing to learn.
Amen.
And to understand the other person's perspective.
Are y'all unequally yoked enough where it has caused a major issue, or that willingness? Y'all maybe have difference of opinions,
Mm-hmm.
but that willingness is able to help kind of mold.
It is.
Yeah.
It definitely is. And he also he didn't really grow up in the same environment that I did.
Right.
I mean, I'm a pastor's daughter, like.
Oh, the worst was
yeah.
Totally
yeah.
joking.
But, and he grew up, he went to church with his mom, but, he didn't have that same understanding that I brought, I think. And not saying that that's a bad thing by any means, but we've had to learn together, like, if this is something he's interested in or where he stands on it, where I stand on it. And he's had a lot of questions, which has been great to try my best to answer. And yeah, I don't even know that I'd say we're unequally yoked, but we're definitely in a different place in our spiritual journeys.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't think that makes you unequally yoked there. Your relationship with God and his relationship with God or his higher power is that's what it is. It's your relationships. That's going to be two different ones.
Yeah.
But just like you said, you're at different levels of it. You was raised in the church. You probably know more word. Your perception is it's from your experiences.
Yeah.
His experiences are not just different, but like you got to also put in perspective. You're from Greenbrier County, West Virginia.
Yes.
He's from Maryland.
Yes.
That's literally like east and west coast in some
yeah,
senses.
like it is very different. Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. But yeah, I think that's good information.
Yeah.
What is your favorite memory with Jackson so far?
Oh my gosh. That is such a big question. Our engagement story is what I think about a lot.
Really?
Yeah, because it was so...
Please do tell the crowd.
Okay. So I was honestly ready to be married within like a year of Jackson and I getting together. And I dropped hints of that, and he did too. It's not like it was like a one-sided thing, but
gotcha. You didn't stalk her for 10 months.
I did not, but I could have. And it was pretty much at that level. But I was like, you want to get married? And he's like, well, we have time. And that's something that I've struggled with, like, always. Because I'm a big planner. I like to have things in order. But he got the ring. He wanted me to pick it out. So I picked it out. And I knew that he bought it. And it sat. And no, listen. Girl. No, I knew which box it was in even. I never looked at it. Probably for about 2 or 3 years.
For 2 or 3 years?
I never looked at it. Not once. I swear. I never looked at it. And then we went to the fair. And that was a big thing of ours. Because he would come from Maryland to the Greenbrier County State Fair every year. The West Virginia State Fair. And he would go. And that was a thing that we did together. And we went this past summer. And we have this iconic picture of us at the fair that I use for like ever on like profile pictures and stuff. And it's me, like we have his hat in front of our faces and we're kissing. I got my leg up and we're at the fair and all of my people are there. Like my best friend and her family and my grandmother's there and my brother and his wife are there and my mom and dad and like, it's awesome. And so I'm like, this is a great day. And he's like, let's recreate this picture. And I was like, oh, we so should, because it's been years since that picture. And we're like looking around, like trying to find the spot of like where this picture is taken. And I'm like, I don't know where it's at. Things have like moved at the fairgrounds. And so I'm like, I don't know. And finally, someone brings up the picture and I'm looking at it. And Jackson's behind me down on one knee. And he like taps my shoulder. And I turn around. And you want to know the first thing I said to him? I'm not doing this right now.
No, you didn't. Oh,
because I was always under the impression that I would know when it was coming, and I hate a surprise.
Talk about control.
I hate a surprise, and so I was like, I'm not doing this right now.
Will
but
you
then
marry me? I'm not doing this right now.
It was bad. But then I was like, oh my gosh. And they like put the ring on me and it was so sweet. And he did a very good job. He was so nervous.
That's awesome.
So nervous, but that's one of my favorite memories for sure.
That's funny. That's hilarious. This is gonna be funny.
Yeah.
What's the funniest first impression you had of Jackson?
So Jackson and I met. I was 17 and he was 18. Jackson was very quiet.
Jackson's still very quiet.
Well, you think Jackson is quiet, but I mean, I'm sure even since you've known him, he's opened up a lot more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But when I first met him, he was very quiet, and that was like a little off-putting to me almost, because like my friends are not like that, and I'm not like that, and so definitely just like watching him come out of his shell was like the biggest thing with first impressions. Honestly, he had this like Android when I first met him.
Still like, rocking the Android. Let's go.
No, but it was like taking pictures on a calculator. It was really bad. And where we were long distance, I really didn't know for sure what he looked like. Right. And so when we met in person, I was like, oh, he's handsome. I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I definitely had a different first impression of him. And then he's grown so much. So much.
My first impression of Misty.
Mm-hmm.
My first impression of Misty, I was like, she's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Everything physically that I look for in a person, but I did not expect her voice to leave that body. And so, she's from Guyandotte, West Virginia. But she talks like she's like a New Yorker or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember one time, like when the first time she met my daughter, I don't think she met Kennedy yet. I think I was on the phone with her and Kennedy just heard her talking. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you have to go over here and pick up my daughter. And Kennedy goes, daughter? That's not how you say it's daughter. It ain't daughter. It ain't daughter. Like, if you know Kennedy, come correct.
Yeah.
Kennedy will put you on blast.
She'll put you in her place.
Yes.
In your place.
She says, it's daughter, not daughter.
He said, get it.
Oh man! Oh my goodness,
that's awesome.
But that's another thing too. I want to point out. Speaking of my kids, like the person has to be good to my kid. That's a non-negotiable. Yes. They have to be not just good to my kid, because you can be good to somebody but not a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. It's non-negotiable for me if you're not a good role model. If you're not a good person, I want to have. If not somebody I want to be around my kid. Because I'm coming into this relationship with children.
Yeah.
And vice versa, she's coming to a relationship with children. So that has to be something that is top tier for me. And I've found that. So there's no issue there. But also, on the other side of that coin, I will never allow my kids to dictate who I will be with.
Yeah.
If I did that, Daddy would never have a girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I'm not just introducing my daughters to any old body.
Mm-hmm.
But if I did that, if my mother did that, she would never have been married.
Yeah.
And she almost did get married a few times. Like I fisticuffs out there.
Put them up.
I was definitely not the most pleasant of teenagers.
Well, you're so protective of your parents.
Yeah.
I mean, and you don't want them to get hurt.
Right.
And that's something I've thought about with someone who didn't come into a relationship with kids. How do you make that decision of, okay, this is someone I want my kids to meet?
I have to look at their values.
Yeah.
And I look at like how they treat people. I'm a very observant person. Mm-hmm. And so even when like someone's not looking, I'm looking.
Yeah.
I'm the type of guy I walk in a room. Obviously I'm like pointing out the exits and things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm also like very conscious of behaviors. And maybe it's just like working in the field, or maybe it's my sobriety. Maybe it's the type of treatment I went through, where I learned those things, those coping skills, because I look at those things within myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm watching them with people, and like that's one thing that really drew me to her. Seeing her move in crowds, seeing her interact with others, seeing her how she communicates, especially when children are around. Mm-hmm. Those are things I look for, right?
Yeah.
And respectfulness, so. That's how I know if this person is even eligible to be around my kids.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then I'll just say it. Maybe the first time I cuss on this podcast like that. I can't fuck with somebody who don't fuck with their kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if there's a woman that I'm show interest in, and I find out she has children and she's not a part of their life because of what she's going through, what her choices and stuff, it's different. Like someone's incarcerated. Obviously there is literally a barrier.
Yeah.
But if you were like my father, who lives in Charleston, and I didn't get a happy birthday from him until I was 27 years old, I can't be with that person.
Yeah.
If you can't be in your child's life, I can't expect you to be in my child's life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have no issues like that whatsoever. She is a very passionate mother and grandmother. Not Latino at all. Definitely a white girl.
Yeah.
Mad at me. But I love how her grandkids call her abuela.
Oh, that's cute.
They'll pull up. Kennedy calls them the triplets because they're like stair steps, like 1, 2, and 3 years old.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 years old. Mm-hmm. But they'll come to the door. I'm like, voila!
Oh, that is precious.
So yeah, just seeing how she interacts with her children, with other people. Those are the things that make me know that this person can be in my daughter's life, mm-hmm. and is a good influence. And listen, her story is her story. Mm-hmm. She's agreed to come on this podcast, and I can't wait because it's a very, very powerful story. There's a lot of things here that I'm holding back because it's not my story to tell.
Yeah,
and she deserves that respect to tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing her or hearing the things she's overcome, and seeing the growth that in the limited time that I've seen with her, that's all I need to know if that person is good enough for my children.
Yeah.
In the words of Mike Bone, how he ends as always, you're enough. And she's more than enough to be in my child's life.
Yeah. That's Absolutely. Awesome. That's good that you have because I've heard a lot of stories of people bringing whoever into their kid's life and they get attached to them. And then.
So I can speak on that.
Yeah.
If you like.
Yeah.
I've been in more than one relationship where I get super. You see how I interact with children. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love the kids. The kids mm-hmm. tend to love me. I'm a 350-pound toddler. Like we like
a
to
little
have fun.
Bit.
We like to have fun. And so I've been in relationships where I'm not allowed to communicate with the kids no more, and I dive in heavy. So my previous relationship, I was in those kids' life, and they're 16 and 12 now, or 16 and 13. I was in their life since they were 3 and 1.
Wow.
Yeah. And we were off and on. I was in the madness in the beginning, and we went through some stuff. Those kids and Chloe, my oldest, they seen unhealthy relationship mm-hmm. because of what I was going through, her not healing, me not healing, us just using each other as punching bags, toxic, and not doing things properly. Yeah. Now we have education under our belts. We have experience under our belts. I have sobriety under my belt. We are not those same people. And our kids know that, mm-hmm. but that still wasn't fair to them.
Yeah.
And saying that, I dove in like hard with mm-hmm. them to the point where they're playing sports that I played. I was helping coach wrestling. I still coach my kids' t-ball team. And it sucks because this wrestling season was the first wrestling season that I wasn't a part of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is I could feel the boys feeling uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Mom's with someone else. And yes, maybe they want me involved or whatever. Mm-hmm. They didn't say they didn't want me involved, but I can tell when I had these conversations, especially with the oldest boy, because me and him got really, really close. When we had these conversations, like we talk about what's going on and stuff, and I'd shoot him a message and wish him luck during the tournaments and stuff. But being there on the mat, I missed it a lot. One thing that we did, we had a ritual before every single wrestling match. We walked down to the mat and we prayed. In front, wow. I don't care if it was an auditorium full of 50 people or full of 500 people. Mm-hmm. We went to the mat, and before he went out to the judges' table, mm-hmm. we got on our knee and we prayed. And wow. we asked for safety. We asked for victory, whatever that looks like. Mm-hmm. Whether it's we went and get the pin or get the win, or if we take the loss, so we want victory in the lessons.
Yeah.
And so I miss those things. And those are the things I hope those boys still remember and instill. And vice versa. I've had relationships. Well, you see it, Sis still comes in here and talks and plays and stuff, So I've had relationships where I can still interact with the kids and things like that. But mm-hmm. being with someone with children, you will fall in love with the children faster than you will ever fall in love with that person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in that instance, like you watch those kids grow up.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine how difficult that is.
The oldest boy and my oldest daughter are literally like 10 days apart.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then the youngest boy, like, man, we've been through it. Like he cheered. We've traveled the country on cheer teams together, mm-hmm. and now he's wrestling too. And so I missed his first wrestling season, and it messed with me a little bit. But I want them to know that I'm still here, even though I'm not there. If they needed me, they know they can call me, and I'm going to have their back still.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
There's that. Enough of that sadness. Last thing, I got one more question.
Yes. Yes.
I don't technically need, but I definitely want some advice from you.
You want advice from me?
Yeah, I want some bucket list couple ideas.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna be so for real.
She's full serious.
I'm gonna be so for serious right now. Jackson and I are very sit at home people.
Our bucket list literally is sitting here on the couch.
It's sitting on the couch. Sometimes he'll play a video game. I'll, crochet.
You are such a 22-year-old mama.
In my moo-moo, But no, so you all need to go to the beach together.
Yeah.
For sure.
Maybe we will this summer. Don't give out our secrets.
Yeah, Jackson and I went to the beach together early on, and that was very fun. He got to go with my family, which was really cool. We go bowling a lot.
Yeah.
We play disc golf a lot. We just got a pool table in our garage,
That's
so
awesome.
we go out there and play pool a lot. We like games. We're very game people, which sucks because he always wins at everything. Pool wins, disc golf wins, cornhole wins, but I still have fun. Awesome. I still show up.
So bucket list things. I just wanted to start making memories.
Yes.
We started talking in late fall, so we went through the whole winter, and yes, we've been together and we spend time together and things like that. But like now the weather's breaking.
Yes.
And so, as you can tell by almost every episode, I have a Bass Pro hat. Yes. I like to fish, and so
so do we.
I like to. I hope she enjoys fishing.
Yeah.
Maybe we can start doing that together if she does. I know she likes country roads, so there's so many like old country roads that I grew up on. I love to take her down and show her some things. I am planning a beach trip, so we will go to the beach this summer. Lord willing, the creek don't rise.
Yeah.
And I listen to a lot of live music. So what recovery has given me is opportunity to share those memories. A little backstory, if you don't mind, if I got a few more minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
A little backstory is when I came out of treatment after 14 months, I had nothing, man. I mean, I had some clothes, but I didn't have a home. I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a cell phone. And I had some money saved up. So I walked from Crab Orchard to the MacArthur Walmart, if you're familiar with the area. And I went to the little phone section of Walmart and I bought a prepaid phone with what money I had. And what's the first thing you do when you get a phone? You hop on Facebook.
You got to know what's going on.
So I get on Facebook and the first message I seen was from my childhood best friend, one of my childhood best friends. And he actually recently sent the message like a day before or 2 days before. It was so close. And if this wasn't God, I don't know what was. But we talk about people, places, and things, right? If I stayed in my hometown, I would not be here today.
Yeah.
14 months of sobriety probably would have I can confidently say it would have shortly been lived. And with the dope that's been going around over the last couple of years, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
My Chloe wouldn't have a dad, and Kennedy would never existed. And so I got on Facebook, and my boy Brandon shot me a message, asked me if I wanted a job. I don't care if we were shoveling elephant shit. I said yes, I needed a job.
Yeah.
Little did I know, but God knew. Little did I know that this job was on the road.
Oh, wow.
So not only did it provide shelter, because I didn't have a house, not only did it provide income, but it took me away from my people.
Yeah.
It took me away from those places. And it was harder to find those things. Listen, you give me a Walmart parking lot, I can find dope in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you give me a Walmart parking lot that's in upstate New York, it's going to be a little harder for me because I don't know the area, right?
Yeah.
So it took me away from my people, places, and things. And so for the next 2 years, literally from 2018 to 2020, I traveled the country. 1 week we was in South Beach, and 10 days later I was on the Canadian border in a foot of snow.
That's awesome.
Wild. And I got to see a lot of cool stuff. However, the climax of all this, let's bring it together, is I got to see a lot of cool things by myself. And if I'm not sharing those memories with the people I care about, then what am I doing?
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I focus on. If anyone's ever been in my office, and if you see some of the cool stuff over here behind me, I got back to the things I love most. And things I enjoy doing is going to concerts. I love live music. If it's a hole in the wall, I love listening to live music. If it's a huge concert, which me and Misty will be seeing. I'm an Ella fella, if y'all didn't know. Ella Langley, Morgan Wallen, Brooks and Dunn, and Gavin Adcock this summer in June.
Wow.
It's a huge show. We're going to Pittsburgh. I did get tickets to that. I'm super stoked about it. We go to Hill in Appalachia, so we'll be there for that.
Mm-hmm.
I go to ball games. I'm a huge Steelers fan, as Tess just showed y'all. So I get to do that now, and I can share those memories not only with my children, but with my significant other. She happens, do not hold this against me. She's a Cowboys fan. You're a Cowboys fan too?
But only for the cheerleaders.
Hers is actually for football. It's like she knows football. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love that. I just hate that she likes the Cowboys, man. Anybody else? Like my two favorite teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers and whoever's playing the Cowboys. And so we get to go to those games. And yes, I will not be that stubborn. We will go to a Cowboys game as well too. But I always go to at least 2 Pittsburgh games every year. Last year I went to the Green Bay and the Buffalo game. And then wrestling, I got tickets to a couple of wrestling events here this summer too. And so I want to share those experiences not only with her, but I want to learn what she enjoys because she's learning this life thing too.
Yeah.
She's we'll hear in her story. She's open about it. She was incarcerated for some time. She's been out since for the last 6 years. She's been in sobriety for the last 10 years. And so we're still navigating her recovery journey, just like I'm navigating mine.
Yeah.
And that's what's different. One of the things that we both collectively was told starting this relationship is that when you have 2 recovering addicts together, it's either going to be the best love story ever or it's going to be the worst love story ever. It's going to make it or break it.
Yeah.
And so I'm just excited to see what the future holds. I'm excited to see where God's going to take us, and I'm excited to start making these memories because the sun's out, the guns are out, the fish are biting.
Me too. I want to go flip some kayaks.
Let's do it.
I will say I have a tip. If she decides she doesn't love fishing, get that girl a magnet.
Magnet fishing?
I have so much fun magnet fishing. You know what I've found? Nothing. But I have fun.
It's what you could find, right?
Exactly.
That's right.
It's what I might pull out of that water. I found like 6 hooks. The end. But it's okay because it's fun.
I got some free hooks. I can take that.
Exactly.
I lost like a $15 lure the other night. I wish I could get a magnet.
I'll bring mine.
That's what I'm talking about. Tess, it's been a pleasure. Even though we didn't have a guest
of course,
today.
Yes.
It's always great conversation.
Yeah, same
thank
to
you. It's one of the reasons why I wanted you to be my co-host, not just be a person on the podcast, but be a pillar of this podcast because I think you bring wonderful insight.
Thank you.
You might be 22 years old, and it's still hard for me to believe that because you have such an old soul, and it's the way you communicate. I think it's very easy to listen to, and you deliver a message very powerfully.
Well, so thank you. And I think you do a wonderful job asking questions and providing your insight too, because we have differences, and I think that's the most interesting thing is seeing what's different, seeing what's the same.
Amen.
So,
well, in the words of Mike Wellness, we always say,
You're enough.